Hey, Conan fans, this is Matt. Back for another base overhaul review example coming. Um, I've been busy. Uh, a lot of the stuff I'm going to run through, I'm pretty sure I've pretty much most of the stuff out here was done last time. Yes, I added another horse and some other pets and stuff, but otherwise, I'm going to try to run through the base pretty quick because most of the changes I have are not in the base. Um, I think the statue was maxed out last time. In here is pretty much everything's the same. I still have not fixed this little room area. I've been busy in other things. There's no reason to go upstairs. Everything up there is the same. The workers in here, I think everything is exactly the where I left it before. But I'm going to continue to do a little run around. I haven't done anything different with my little tunnel system of secret little hang down rooms. My saddle maker area is the same as it was. Upstairs, everything is already the same. I have added more pets. I think the cat was in here already, but I have some other ones. Oh yeah, I think I did recently upgrade these. I had to do a task and kind of push some things around, but so these have been upgraded to higher tiers than they were prior, I believe, because I do not think these were all top tier crafting things last time I recorded. I did not do a preview, remind myself of everything. I just kind of going by my memory. Um, Doing a quick run through the Golem workbench. I don't remember if that was in here last time, but it's here now if it wasn't. I've added a little more decorative items in a lot of places. I emptied some of my inventory of junk and kind of spread it around. Um, Wall hangings and things that are new, but otherwise it's pretty much the same in here. Continue to go down. I moved some of my guards around. I'm still having some issues with them slowly sinking into the earth or into walls, so I'm having to remove them around from time to time. I took out one of the wall sections there, expanded it, and put in a few more stuffed animals. Hopefully, all my guards are standing where they're supposed to be, and they are. Oh, I remember. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah. So I emptied my treasury. Well, not really. There's still a lot of decorative stuff in here, and I have all these things that have to move one by one. But I have moved my treasury to a different location. I'm going to find a different purpose for this room. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but something will be done here. Bedroom. I added several more carpets, I believe, and little rugs. Filled out some more decor and things on the shelves. I don't think all that was in there before. I believe I did show off my secret passageway, so I'm not going to bother going through there again either, because I haven't done anything in that tunnel since. This room really has turned out nicely. I'm going to keep the split rooms, so there's still going to be a room there, and then whatever I'm going to put in the treasure room. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that room yet, but it's going to get at least a facelift, if nothing else. Again, I probably added a few new furniture items in here. I know I added a bunch of meat stuffs on that table there, so it gave the people who are bickering with each other or whatever. One's serving the meat and one's trying to barter it. Wants it a little cheaper. I think I upgraded the stove because of a task I needed to do that. In here, I've moved some people around. I added some people, put some people together who are culturally the same. Still having a few people who are floating in space, but that's fine. Little minor glitches like that, that's about all. I don't remember if I closed in that back part before, but I do like the look of it. It mirrors the opposite side of the arena, of course. But I did add a shelf up there and put a stuffed scorpion. I don't know if you stuff a scorpion, but added a few more animals on the walls. Like I said, I did a lot more decorating than anything else because I just wanted to get stuff out of my inventory of of clutter. I was just taking advantage of some situations in the elevator. Everything there's fine. Moved some guards around, added this guy back here after removing the one that was here. Posed these guys so they're doing stuff. So he's faking death and she's lamenting it. This is all theater for the people who are watching above. Otherwise, I think pretty much everything in here is the same. I have housed all of the various people that I needed to house. The rooms are semi-decorated now. They're not all fully decorated, but, you know, this is kind of like the champions room. These guys would be like maybe your top tier gladiator, your champions, your big crowd drawer people. A couple of gladiators just chatting in the hall. I think I just put a chest in here for storing some excess foodstuffs. That's all I did in that passageway. Changed some doors. Changed some of the construction. Got rid of some of the prison block stuff and replaced it with some arena arches, which look a little more aesthetically pleasing. I got a baby bear running around, domesticated bear cub, using one of the mods, and some other animals running around. Again, I got a few more like guards or gladiators chatting. I got rid of my stable and animal pen. Once I blocked in the back wall, it didn't make any kind of logical sense. You can't get any of these big animals down these hallways. And even the ones you can get down the hallway, you can't get through the doorways. They're just too big and awkward, especially the larger animals like rhinos and everything else. It didn't make any sense to have those here anymore. I have acquired more animals, and they're just hanging out here until I figure out what to do with them. Some of them I have areas for outside. I will show where those are. I'm going to have this one follow me because we're going to be going there fairly shortly. As far as these rooms go, I did some more decorating. So last time I think there was just a cot in here. Well, now I put some you know, oh, this is going to be a problem. Set him over there for now until I'm ready to move on. Some little decoration. I put in more people. This guy's, I got him posing on sleeping off a drunk. He keeps sliding around though. I start him off in the middle of the bed and eventually he slides over. But again, I wanted to make sure that there was beds for the people. So there's 2 people in here. They need 2 beds. And out. Kind of the woman's dorm. Uh-oh, another person fell through the... I don't know why people keep falling through beds. This is the second or third time, I think. The third time that I've had somebody sink into a bed. And it's always hard to move these people anyway. Well, I don't know what it is about the seductive pose, but it makes them sink into beds. She's done that twice, and I had somebody else do it in a different room. But anyway, this is kind of like the women's dorm. It's the different lower-ranked warriors. And then I got a few more ones that are going to be trained. I got rid of the slave thing in here, and now I need to turn that into a proper room. Right now it's just a single-person residence, and I don't have anything for that room. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, I put in another bed, and these guys are just hanging out in here. So I got 2 people and 2 beds. That guy's got his own little room. Nothing really new in there. He's got his bed, and he just wants to be left alone. He's kind of the mid-card talent. And up here are a bunch of the, top of the tier. The guys that are trying to compete for the title, the ones that are the big draws but are yet to win the championship, if you will. I did some decorating up here. I redid some decorating to accommodate some space. Some wall hangings and whatnot. Got a little cooking area. I don't think I did anything new in here. It's just the one. Oh, I think I might have added another bed in here. Some pots and things like that. So that pretty much handles the arena area. Where'd my pig go? There he is. So, got work to do in here. Not sure what I'm going to do with this space. Probably just turn it into either more living space, maybe a training area. That'd be interesting. If I could only get these guys to do emotes like combat emotes, like practice sword fighting and stuff. Next area, the garage. So I acquired a camel to go with my rhino, and I got another horse in here and put some boxes, and I put a wagon in here, which I think looks nice in that little alcove thing. Firewood and barrels and other little, stuff that's ready to be either taken out or whatever. The major construction here, if you've seen my last video, I'm not going to go through it all. I haven't really done anything. Everything is pretty much where it was. But I am convinced that I'm going to have to tear down everything that's up here. I want all this to align. I'm pretty much done training people. So I'll probably make a smaller training thing, or at least move this somewhere else. It's possible I'll replace all this, line everything up with the bottom, which will probably fill in, and I'll just have a different room, and I'll have them training in that. I don't know. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Nothing over here, I think, has really been altered a whole lot until we leave. Nothing has been changed outside the main gate, so I might as well continue this direction. Yeah. So I got on a little creative venture. I didn't start here. I ended my construction here, but we will review it in reverse order. This thing can't really be used for much. It's so steep. To make any kind of a stairway or something down would really be more pointless than anything, but maybe. I could put a single stairway of some kind down to the base of the hillside, but defensively this makes more sense. So I got a stairway that goes up and around this big rock face. You know what, I'm going to quick... I don't like having to battle at nighttime, but we do have some wonderful views here. I made a little series basically of roads and passageways around our little mountain friend here, including this fast elevator, horizontal elevator. Just quickly take a look what this looks like. So I came out the little back hole, up the little stairway. Again, everything is fully supported. I want to make sure things look realistic. I could extend these bases down a little bit more into the rock. I probably have to do that at some point. But this thing goes all the way down. It's fully supported right down into when it disappears into the rock. I got little arches underneath to give it the faux impression that it's supported. It came out nice. I was able to do that. I managed to... Took about 4 or 5 placements before I was able to do this correctly, but to make the elevator inset within a set of walls, it's not easy. You have to build it first and then build the walls around it, or build the walls that houses it, but all the decoration and stuff. It turned out perfect. That little archway above it is the perfect size. It looks natural. I really like the way that looks. Hop in there, take a quick ride across the way, and here's the other gate. Nice defensive posture, little areas where you can have soldiers. I'm gonna have to get some people here. So again, we're doing this backwards because essentially this is where I ended my construction. It starts way around on the other side. I discovered this cave here that I was unaware of prior to this. There was some big mineable boulders, just like these, only big ones, that completely blocked the cave. And I thought, this looks kind of weird. Everything's kind of going inward. So I started mining it out. And it turns out there's a passage right through the mountain. So I was like, well, this is another area I can build. So that's exactly what I'm in the process of doing. I haven't done much with this in the last couple of weeks, but when I first built it, I was like, I spent a night doing nothing but carving this thing out and figuring out what I wanted to do construction wise. And like a lot of cave constructions, I'm kind of working from the inside out. But the thing really goes low to the ground, so this is the only passageway through. It's fairly wide. I turned it into a single tunnel. So everything over here is basically going to be like a guardhouse, which will end in this little basement tunnel that comes out. I'm going to have little rooms tucked into the sides and everything else, and in here there'll be some form of rooms. It's not going to be just hallways, but I have some stairways up. Boom, another little room here, stairway up. There'll be more rooms up here, and then there's the door that goes out right through the mountain. And I had been here for months building stuff. Granted, it was in another part of the area. Never even knew this hole was here. Both sides had rocked up, so you had to break through the rocks in order to discover it. So, in case you're wondering where it is, let's see where it is on the map. So it's right through this ridge that's here. It's hard to do it with that here with the mouse. This is a big ridge. That's where my base is. And the valley that has all my other construction is out in here. We have it dammed off over here and so forth. But this hole goes right through this mountain, just like the cave does where we have our base. So now we're on this side. I put in a couple of these. I don't think I got these from a bazaar purchase or something. I don't know. Anyway, I acquired these little towers, these pre-built towers. There's 3 different sizes. There's like a different number of floors basically, but they look kind of cool. And I decided to put them out here on these rock outcropping type of thing. So this is. I had basically built my way through here and through the mountain and back to our little back door area. Before I did that, of course, I have a series of walkways and little roads. Again, this is high up in the mountains. You know, this is more for defensive purposes than anything else. If you're going to have a little fortress built in here, you want it almost invisible, right? So anyway, over here I have a little lookout station. Simple little construction. I was doing a lot of this. I'm going to take you to some of my exterior build sites of some of the other little locations I built, but it's just a lookout. It overlooks the other cave entrance we have, the one that has all of the bodies up on the hillside. Well, that's what's down there. See? So this is just a defensive overlook. And if somebody approaches that we don't like, got the horn. That is where my construction started when I was going through all of this base building stuff. Although I did throw in one of the medium-sized tower over here. I think this is the medium-sized one, because it just has a single upstairs unit. It overlooks my little valley of pigs because these 3 little baby pigs spawn here. So anytime I need more pork, I can get them there. I may end up moving some of the training stuff out here someplace if I can find a decent spot for it, since I'm going to have to move it out of the cave. But anyway, before I get back to that, let's go back through, because there's some other stuff on the other side I want to showcase as well. Okay, so the series of things up here, again, not connected. This is the small tower, the single floor one. And again, it has a nice little overlook, so I kind of like this. It doesn't take much of a tower, since you're basically towering over the environment anyway, so I thought it made more sense to put a small tower here that you can just walk to, overlooking the valley. I think that's all for this part of the tour. Okay. Back to our little valley. I guess before I go back to our base, I built a number of campsites. One of them is what I call my little fishing camp. Right here along the river. There's wolves down the valley there. I don't really want to deal with them. Got a little fishnet fence that I could use to kind of gather up some easy fish. But anyway, I got a little bit of, compost reclamation there. And this was just a tiny little cave cut into the rock that I turned into this nice little single man operation, little housing unit. Got a little cooking stove, a hammock. Unfortunately, the hammocks are non-functional and they don't operate as beds. I can't use this as a save game location, but it looks better than most of the beds, so I like using them whenever I can find the space to stick them in. Some storage, barrels, but it's a nice down and dirty little, cave. And you, pig, I'm going to have to go deal with now since we're still close to home. I'm going to leave you here. I'll come and get you later. Nah, I better take him with. I'll forget that he's here. Let's see. Where's another one? Wolf Cave Camp. Oh, you know what? Nah, we're gonna have to put him back. We're gonna have to put him in what I'm gonna do. So this is where we are in terms of location. Here is our gate entrance. I had all this. I showed all this last time. I haven't built anything new on this portion of my wall setup. It's still the two gates. The one I intended to create into a road that goes back around to that other entrance, and this one's kind of the main gate entrance. But this is kind of what I did. I built the highest tier animal pen, and it's currently stocked with more live animals that need to be placed. Just last night, I started thinking about stuff I could do in this inside this castle, and one of the things that I did, I needed a place to put all those boars that are in there. This is going to be my little boar area. If I can get the pig to follow me. Here, piggy, 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 piggy. We'll get to that shortly. I can hear you. There he is. Okay, Porky, we're going to put you inside the pen. See, now you got plenty of grass to eat. It's better than that dark, dirt, dank cave. I thought that looked pretty nice as a little extension to the animal pen. I'll probably put some other ones out here for some of the other animals, too. It's going to be a regular menagerie, I can tell. I got plenty of room. I got space up on the hillside I can use as well. So I did that last night. I also built, the last thing I did last night was build this blacksmith. So I showed you not a whole lot has changed in my, my little room with all the people who are working, all the construction people. I decided I'm going to kick them out. I'm going to create structures outside of the building to house the different workstations. I haven't fully furnished this yet, nor have I put people in it, but this is basically going to be the blacksmith shop. So I got the campaign blacksmith bench here. Looks nice, fits in the corner. Of course, just on the deck, I got the big forge here, the furnace. I was intending to put this on the inside, but there was no way to deal with its chimney. You don't obviously want it indoors, and you can't create any roof or ceiling tiles that will build into the thing. They won't let you do that. So yeah, so I ended up having to stick it outside and turn this shop into a slightly smaller version than I intended, but it actually works out okay. This is all workspace. Upstairs, nice little bedroom area. I thought it looked, it's serviceable. Basically what I'm going to do is create similar styled. I'm going to probably use the same construction set. Similar styled buildings, I'm going to scatter them around or even put them near each other down here for the different workstations. It'll be a little bit more of a pain in the butt if I actually want to use them for stuff, but I think it's going to look pretty nice. It's going to have a nice little village feel. One of the first things I did was I had to remove the stables out here. So I ended up just putting 3 stables over here. So now I can train 3 horses at a time. So that's just the stable area. Haven't done anything with the gateway. Haven't done anything with that portion. Might as well cover that. Cover all the stuff I've done here before we take off, because there's some other areas I want to go visit. Haven't done anything over here. Haven't done anything with my gatehouse. I've already shown that off. I just built this last night. I was working with some of the stuff that I would build. I built this thing, I think, a week ago, this tower over here. Trying to build the towers when I haven't really completed the walls. I don't really know how high the walls are going to be or what tiers I'm going to have people accessing them. But I wanted to incorporate it as best I could. And it's better to start building now. Build the buildings you want to connect to first, rather than having to tear down a bunch of walls to accommodate stuff later. Basically, I just created a basic, simple tower format, figured out where I wanted the staircases to be. I'm still not perfectly set on all the different ways you can do these, but that takes you out into one of the, hallway. This will probably be covered. I don't know, but the little cone covering, it's probably not needed, but it adds kind of a neat little aesthetic effect. Again, I'm just experimenting with different ways of doing staircases in a fairly small tower. But it worked out pretty nice. It looks pretty sharp. I like the way it looks. I did that one at least a week or two ago. This one I built yesterday. And I totally forgot I'd done that other one, otherwise I would have tried to mimic the same design choices. So here's one of the gatehouses. There's basically doorways on both sides that let you run the length of the base. And this one, you can go through here to continue on through the wall to the other gatehouse. Okay? But I wanted a way of connecting this to the new tower I was building. I already had this part built, but then I built into this tower, starting with the gate. I wasn't really happy with how the door came out, but I guess the reason why I originally put it here is because I had this natural looking walkway here, the little gravel, dirt, or stone. So I wanted to maintain that, but I extended the tower a little bit and created an oblong but octagonalist style. Eventually I was able to pull this part out, the whole hexagonal elevated tower, but it started off as a very oblong shape on the bottom. So the bottom is actually a fairly large, dimensionally speaking. So I turned this, again, runs the length. It's possible I won't even need that because, but anyway. This part is just an entryway. It's mostly surrounded by the foundations because you don't want thin walls protecting your foundation. That's why this area that's directly above it looks so much bigger, is because most of what's underneath here are foundation blocks. So the staircase came up, got a big room in here, probably just for troops. Comes up. We got another doorway out for this entire tier of defense works. You also have a little stairway here for the interior defense works. So I'm kind of figuring out what I want this wall to be, and I'm kind of doing it as I build. Because I had the stairways over here, but I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do between here and there. And it's coming out kind of nicely. I like that. It has a nice gothic look to it. And eventually I'll wrap it around the tower here and extend it over to this place, and this will have something on top of it as well. But I don't mind having lower walls and having nice. It really makes the towers look more imposing and more impressive when you have lower lying walls. Okay, let's see if I can just run these stairs. Hope I don't get dizzy. Okay, then up. Now we have an area that's overlooking the wall area. There. Not really much in here. This would probably be just storage in here. I could see maybe just putting things that maybe you need, weapons, so forth. Another full floor. This is more of a lookout room because it's got all the windows. That's when I decided I'm going to start using the spiral staircase more rather than using the straight stairs. They have their own added challenges, but if you're going to go up 2 whole floors, this is a lot more efficient than making a staircase with the normal straight stairs, because these things can do it pretty tightly. This is just 1 floor up. That's 1 floor. For me to go down a second floor, I need to have a flat area followed by another staircase down. Well, that takes up a lot of space, especially when you're dealing with these triangular bases, because they don't like to line things up very well. So the spirals actually work a lot nicer, so I'm going to have to remember that when I build other towers on this fortification. So that came out okay. I might switch these wall things to look like these. Well, not those. I haven't decided which ones I want to use. The ones that have the like archer stations, or the ones that are like all walled in, because these have the archer. Makes it easier for archers to shoot through these, because the other ones all have like walls. You can't really look. You can look over them, but you can't really use them for much other than looking. And then last week, one of the things I did last week was I built this construct, but then I was also working on what I want the walls to be between these areas. This is the wall I had before. I just built more on top of it, and I decided I'm going to mimic the rest of the wall structure. You need a double wall, so I built another wall on this side. It looks a lot nicer, the water. It looks like it just goes through. I really wish I replaced the windows with those things all the way through. So this was a castle or not castle, a tower I was designing a couple weeks ago, a week or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. Again, there's a lot of work in progress. I needed some access into the Bailey area, into the open inside of the castle. So here's a staircase that goes up, but essentially everything here is foundations. So this is just going to be storage down here. You just need one of these is going to be a stairway up, probably to there, and then it'll be a couple floors. I'll put a floor there. I'll go up another couple, put a floor there. I was trying to see how high it had to be and what I wanted it to look like and how I was going to connect it to the walls. So I haven't done anything for design. Notice that all of these are foundations. I could very easily replace these with just walls. It would give me a lot more interior space. But for now, I'm just going to leave the big, chunky, heavy walls. But I did create these little areas, these little overlook areas where you can help defend the castle. Archers and whatnot. And then, of course, this was kind of fun designing the little mechanisms on how you move from one area to the other. Because all this that's all this is just basically standing on top of the foundations that are below it and giving you a vantage point. Inside, it'll be a proper room, but then there's a staircase that goes up, and this staircase goes down onto this wall. So the only way you can access the interior wall is to get all the way on top. If you're on this floor, I have a doorway here that descends down to this wall. If you want to get over to the next part of the base, you have to take that floor. And of course, there's a stairway below it going up. But these aren't connected yet. Because again, I'm not exactly sure where I want my floors to be. Do I want them two foundations high, or single foundation high, and have a lot of floors, but really, really low ceilings? I'm not exactly sure. So I'm basically creating options for myself. So I'm not locked into one design idea. But again, I got to get back to it because I haven't done anything with it in the last couple of weeks. I've been busy with other games and other things in this game. Haven't done anything else with this stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave. Yep. Okay. No, this really isn't even a base. Although I did set this up, I might as well gather the materials from it. Another little shack, just a bare bones, very bare bones. It's not outside. You're not exposed to the elements. It rains out here a lot. Almost every a couple days it's going to rain. So you got a bedroll, you got a fire, you got a forge. Why do I want a big furnace here? Because this hillside is littered with iron. There's all sorts of iron ore. Or no, there isn't. This isn't the one. This is the one I need to remove. Sorry about that. This is just another shack near a stream. Near a stream. There's lots of rocks here, but that's about it. I only built this thing because it was an uninhabited little cave, a little den. It didn't have any wolves in it, so I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to take it over. I need a series of little outposts that I can have to keep track of things. This is one of the ones I built. Okay. Another waterfall. Another area where I found some nice construction. This one isn't built on a cave. It's built kind of on a... I don't think it's a cave. It might have just been a little den. There's a bigger cave over here using a different graphic set. This little mossy tomb-looking rock. I really love the way it looked. This place looks like an old ruin, like an old ruined chapel of some religion that was banned and they had to worship in secret, but it's been since been abandoned. And all that was a tiny, not really even tiny, it was a little cave, and I just built into it and put all the little walls in it to make it look like it was almost, just built into the mountain there, built into the rocky crest. And up the river is my big lodge, the fishing lodge. Room for horses, a little deck, area over here for livestock or what have you. I was working with a couple of different graphics sets for the construction materials. Came out pretty nice. So, stairway to go up. This is the ground floor. It's basically the kitchen area, kitchen, dining, reception area, the kind of public area. Storage. In here, of course, we got our what'll probably be the commode area and the refrigerator unit. Then there's this little stairway down to the kind of the recessed basement storage. So this is the cellar. This is basically all it was as far as the cave goes. It was just this tiny little thing, and I just kind of built out of it. I like the idea of having a basement that's it's kind of like bigger than the floor above it, and that's kind of what I did with that. Stairway up. This is the half level, so you have an overlook kind of area. It's kind of nice. But the stairs continue up. Now, why did I do this? Because there's a bunch of rocks here. And I had this little area, and I thought, you know what? This is kind of nice. I could do something like that. Since I had to go up another floor to create a new floor, I might as well take advantage of that kind of midway space, since it was there. I am in the process of replacing the wood, because I don't really like the fort wood look. I'm going to replace it with the fishing shack material, because I think it looks a lot nicer. It looks more like a fishing shack and less like a Daniel Boone house. But nice little deck overlooking the stream. This is one of the few stream areas that doesn't have a lot of wolves around. Bedroom, your own little private bedroom. That's actually kind of an offshoot of the house, but I didn't want to fill up a bunch of areas with a bunch of staircases, so I just said, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and create this little ladder that goes up, because I needed this ceiling access. Why did I need the extra ceiling access? Because I wanted a way of getting out of the house the other direction, on top of the crest of the ridge, which I thought was kind of cool. So yeah, I'm going to replace the earthen looking most of the earthen looking roof. I'm not going to replace the stuff down there because I don't have the same tiles. But most of these are going to get replaced by the fishing shack materials. So it'll look a little more fishing shacky and a little less like a wooden fort. That was my most elaborate of my little exterior building projects. Do I even have many other ones? Oh, the only other one I remember I built was the cave campsite over here. That was the first one. I built that thing before I even completed my construction at my base. And it's really simple. It's literally just a cave with some bedding. But I think I did a pretty good job of decking it out. Again, you got the little campfire thing and a hammock, the bearskin rug, a little homey feel to it. The torches, really makes this thing glow from a distance, so at least it's easier to spot on the horizon. I had to run around on this hillside, and my next door neighbor is, oh, there's another cave. Let's go build something. No, there's a bear resident here, but he's got a decent cave. This thing really kind of goes back into the ground. And I have one more, but I'm not sure if I even marked the dumb thing. Oh, there it is, the iron smelter cave. This is the one that I found this one after I built the other one. And it's like, well, this one's a real smelting cave because this hillside is covered with iron. Between the stone, the woods, and the amount of iron that grows all over this hillside area, I decided, well, I might as well put one of the my little furnaces over here. And it did a job. It ran out of fuel. I'm going to have to refuel this. And right behind it, a little campfire for your food, and you can kind of put your bedding down there. I haven't done that yet, but it'd probably keep you warm. I mean, you're right here nestled into the furnace. I couldn't put the furnace any deeper into it. This is the only place it could go. If I didn't put it there, it was just going to be out here, and I'd have to create a platform because the ground's too slanted. So it turns out it's just a furnace with a hidey hole behind it that you can turn into a bed as you need it. I think that was the last of my little home construction areas. Because there's the deluxe, the wolf cave camp. Yeah, that's the one I could probably get rid of, except I like the little thing. And then the river shack. Just wanted a series of little outposts. I'm going to have to make some more up north. I have to explore around and see if I can find some decent areas to build housing. I've already searched some of the ridges around the major areas, and most of the caves are already habitated by either wolves or bears. So there wasn't a lot of spaces to choose from. Got one more area to show you. This is going to be very interesting. I'm waiting to give a tour of this to some of my friends. Okay, I got to get my bearings here. I got to find the crag. Then I know where I'm going. Actually, I'm not going the right way. Floaty, floaty. We're going to my favorite location. So, I need a tavern master, a pub owner, and the only way I can do that is if I survive a purge event. I don't want the purge event to take out my castle because I've heard nightmare stories about stuff. I don't think this is going to work either, but I wanted to do it nonetheless. If you've seen any of my other Conan videos, and I like to utilize this location here in this tower next to the big lake and the big dam there that filters the water. There's this tower, ancient ruined tower, just like a lot of the other ruined towers in this. The big difference, outside of the jungle area where all the gorillas are, this is one of the few big relics that actually has an interior space. And this is one that only has one single entrance and exit. So I turned it into a labyrinth. It'll be a miracle for me to actually get to my treasure. But it's in here, and there is a way to do it. My guess is this is going to be too elaborate for the game, and they're just going to fail at it, and the purge will fail. But I don't care. I thought this was an awesome design for a treasure room. It's a pretty damn good three-dimensional labyrinth, if you ask me. And I just finished this, I think yesterday. So in here, I will have soldiers, archers, on the upper area, and probably an archer or spear person here. This is a labyrinth of choices. Do you go to the left or do you go right? Well, I'm going to take you through the right pathway. I designed this in a way to make it more annoying for my invaders to have to walk around this path, meanwhile getting pelted from above by the archers. Now, you could just jump over these things and maybe they'll do that, but it's still an impediment. And of course, everything's got this little spikes on it too, so it wants to hurt anybody that wants to try to assail them. And if you do manage to get up there, it's completely enclosed. It's not going to take you anywhere. You go down, more winding, more winding. Another choice, 2 different tunnels. All right, let's take the door on the right. Going up, going down, twists and turns, turning people around. Hey, another area where there's going to be archers shooting down on you when you're trying to walk through the labyrinth. All designed to confuse and befuddle you, because it's like, oh, dang it, dead end. Go over here. Okay, well, we got to win. Oh, no, that's all dead end. Over here, boom, boom, boom. Oh, there's a stairway down. Another area where there's going to be somebody up there shooting at you. And the tunnel. Oh my God, we just came out to the tunnel of the beginning. So that's a loop. So, lesson of the story is don't take the path on the right. Take the path on the left. Where does the path on the left go? Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop, doop-de-doop, down the twisting. Oh, there's the natural. This is the bottom of the thing. I created my own stairway to extend it and make it go up a few floors. Again, disorienting, making you like try to figure out which direction have we gone. Let's just walk through this door. Spikes. Here's the thing. If you want to get to the treasure, you have to go through this room. You have to fall on the spikes because there's no other way to the treasure unless you go through the spikes. Dead end. Go up the stairs. Oh, another little pit trap. Catches you off guard because you're looking at the stairway ahead of you, not paying attention to what's below your feet. Climb up the stairs. Hole. Drops down. No spikes, but you have to drop down through the hole. Meander through. Meander through. Go left, go right. Well, let's go right. Up the stairs some more. Oh, another twisty turf. Another choice. Go down or go up. Well, let's go down for a second. Spike trip on a corner going down the steps. And at this point, if you know where you're at in relation to the other path, you're a better man than me because I always get lost. All I know is that this is a double dead end over here. So what about the other pathways? Well, is that the way we came down? Oh my God, which way did we go? Well, there's a stairway up. Hey, there's that pathway that overlooked the area that had the stairs going down. Okay, well, we must be on the right path. Nothing there. Nothing there. Is this the staircase that we went up and down before? Maybe. I don't remember. Again, everything is just designed to make you second guess yourself and end up having to re-go over the same area again and again and again. Well, let's go down here. Okay, nothing here. Nope, the stairs go down. Where am I at? I'm twisting and turning here. Oh, it's a dead end. Okay, we'll go over here. Come over here. Oh, stairs that go up again. Hey, a doorway. Ah! The second way into this. So that's obviously not the correct path. But it allows you to go back to the beginning and retrace your steps from where you were before. Or backtrack down that incredibly twisting up and down labyrinth. And to be honest with you, I don't know which way to go either. This is one of those, it's going to be a trial by error until you stumble upon the correct pathway. That's the same trap as before. Remember the one where you went up the steps and there was a hole? Well, you're traveling above it now. A second time through the exact same trap. That's why I love this map. I love that it's three-dimensional. That you're not just dealing with an over-the-head grid map that you would have made for a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. This is three-dimensional, layer on top of layer. Believe me, trying to build this thing from inside of this giant tomb of a ruin, it was creative. It was not a single pass design. I had to basically create several paths active at once, not knowing where they were going to go, and deciding certain ones were going to twist back to the other, and other ones weren't. Another stairway. Oh, where's this go? Okay, well that descends. Hope this is the right way, right? Another stairway down. This way's got... Hey, we've been here before. So we've already twisted back onto ourselves. You do not want to continue down pathways you've already taken, if at all possible. Nope, been here before. I know this is a dead end. Oh, no, it isn't.
1710.
I did such a good job designing this thing. I really, really, really wish I would have created a little a key for me. Trust me, when I built myself into the treasure room, I was in the treasure room finishing up, putting some treasure in it, and stocking it up, basically stockpiling it. Uh, that I realized I couldn't find my way back out. It was pretty bad. Eventually, I got so frustrated, I just turned on my ghost thing and passed through it. There's actually an interesting solution, but it involves some floor and ceiling tile stuff. And right now, I'm having a hard time remembering where it is. Oh, this comes up. Does not go down. That is an up pass. Because this is the dead end. This was one of the three pathways that I was trying to figure out which pathway is going to lead to the treasure room and which one isn't. Which two are going to get turned back around or turned into each other. And I'm pretty sure one of these pathways does take me where I want to go. I just got to remember. I know it's up. We haven't even gotten to the other uh, the upper tier. Is this I think this is it. No, this is the second one. The highest tier dumpage is here. I was trying to figure out how I got to this point, though. I know it connects up, and I know it connects up via stairs. And then it goes down. This is where I need to connect. I know where I'm at now. I know that this leads me to the treasure room, but I'm trying to remember where this connects up with everything else. It's the stairs up, and then the stairs down, and then you go down, and then you move over here, and then, oh my god, it's a dead end. That's the stuff that's frustrating. Three-dimensional puzzle. It's not a simple labyrinth, trust me. I know that this connects up to the other stuff somewhere. That's where it leaves. I was going to play test this last night, and I just didn't get around to it. Because, again, I wanted to double check and make sure everything was good. And I know this is good. It's just a question of where it leads and where it's supposed to connect up to. Uh-huh. I know that this has to connect up somewhere. This is where we went before. I got to take the other path, which goes back around, spirals around. To the pit. Yeah, I'm gonna need a color coding. I'm gonna need some kind of like a series of different markers or something, and thinking this is the red path, this is the green path, this is the blue path, and figure out what's the proper way to get through this labyrinth to get to the treasure room. Because I know you can do it. It's just a question of picking the right path. Okay, this is a path I have not been on yet. This is where it connects up to the series of little loopy loops and the double pits. Okay. I didn't take this way. I went up the stairs before. So by going through here, this will eventually lead you to the treasure room. This should be another path. Oh no, this is just to confuse people. Oh no, wait. There is a. There it is. This is another one that I was trying to find that I was losing it. Stairway that goes. Yeah, the double stairway that goes up. There's the tunnel. This is a different path that you completely ignore because when this thing is down, it just looks like another floor. If you're not paying attention to the texture, if all you're looking at's the walls, you're just going to turn around and go back down. But there is another path that takes you to this point. So this one is the main path. We're on a secondary path. Both of them require you to open up the third path to fall down. And guess what? We are in the treasure room. 1,700 and 1,000. All that construction, all that elaborateness just to reach here. This is actually connected up to this little overhang area that we looked at early on, where you can shoot at people trying to go through the labyrinth. So technically, if you wanted to jump up here and fight these guys and deal with the spikes, that's a shortcut to get to the treasure room. So I did all this intending to having declare a purge event and have the raiders come and try to take it. I know for a fact they're not going to be able to blow down the walls on the outside. Now, whether or not they'll just come in here and use explosives to burst through these walls, I guess they could try. But they can't do it on the exterior walls because those are impenetrable, unbreakable, undestructible walls as far as I know. So if I was thinking of a place to put my treasury, would be it, because it is just a giant mass of defense. And I just put this in here, and you know what I was going to do out here? Extend the labyrinth. I could have an entire thing out here before you even get inside. I could put, defensive units out here just to protect it. This whole valley to work with here. If I wanted to extend it that much. I really don't. As you can tell, the inside of that thing is crazy enough. How many layers is it? I don't know, because sometimes there's only a single floor, sometimes it's two up. I tried my best to use the arena ceiling tiles, the ones with the different arches, the ones that have the 3 ways, the 4 ways, the 2 ways, throughout. And of course, when you go elevate, then you have to extend it a little higher. It was fun to build. It started off kind of fun and interesting. You know, you're just kind of doing, okay, I'm going to put a walls here and I'm going to make the pathway go here. Let's just snake this around. But once I had several paths branching off of one another, trying to keep tabs on which one was the one that I had no idea which path was going to take me to the final destination. I just had a lot of active paths, and I had to make sure all of them were functional. In other words, they could all be traced back to the entrance one way or another. Once I decided to use the drops and the spikes, you have to go through the spikes. The big room that has the spikes, there's 3 different drops that'll put you in that exact same room and basically act as a reset. But you have to go through that at least once. If you don't go through the spikes, you can't get to the treasure. Whether or not the AI of the siege will allow it, probably won't. It'll probably be too complicated, and they'll just say, "Yeah, we can't find it," and we'll quit, and I'll have to find a different solution. But when I decided I wanted to do a purge event, and I've yet to do one, I've been playing this game for about a year, and I still haven't done a single purge event because why bother? But if they're going to attach a reward to it, if it's the only way I can get a tavern master to run my little bar, then I have to survive a purge event. I have to rescue him from the castle. So I have to do it. So if this doesn't work, I'll figure out something else. I wanted to create a treasure room. It really makes no difference to me at all. If push comes to shove, I'll stick the stupid treasure guy outside near the gate and just let the stupid guys come and get it. If that's a question of how difficult it is to acquire. But I needed to do it, and I didn't want them to trash all the work I did building my base. So, you know how it is. I didn't put all the work into building that just to have a bunch of people show up with explosives and start blowing it to bits. I just want more of I'm creating an elaborate diorama. That's basically all I'm doing. Creating my little castle village. I have a lot more space to work with here than on my other game with the on the desert ridge. And this big thing, who the hell knows what I'm going to do with this? Maybe I should build a pyramid. I don't know. This is probably where I'm going to put the oversized constructs that I never build. Circle of power. Where's that at? Or have I not unlocked it? I might not have unlocked it. Teleportation stone. Oh, I don't think I've unlocked it in this playthrough. The big map room thing. The thing is humongous. I mean, it takes up so many spaces. I never bother building it in my other base because there's just no point just to have your little teleportation service. It seems like such a waste of space, so screw it. No idea what I'm going to build here. Big tower, big building, big something. It's going to overshadow my house. But anyway, the reason why I decided to give this tour is because I am preparing to have some massive changes. I said I'm going to move my work crew out. I'm going to put them out in the valley there working. This room is not going to change. I am not changing this temple. It looks too perfect just the way it is. But everything back here, all these guys are going to be out of here. And that's going to create all this space. What am I going to put in here? If I'm moving all them out, I don't need the living space up here. So why did I make all this space if I'm not going to utilize it? Well, I can always put soldiers and stuff, but whatever. So this is largely going to be wasted area. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with this area over here, or how I'm going to connect it all up. What I'm thinking, though, is since I've removed my treasure room, and I have room in there to build. I removed the stable and animal pens outside, so there's room in there to build. I'm going to remove the thrall training area and put it somewhere else, so they'll have that area that I can extend my build. And all on that, I'm also going to build up here. Since I'm moving all of my workers out, and I've done away with my idea of having the little hidden house on the hill, I'm probably going to build this up somewhat. Maybe more of an elaborate tower. Maybe I'll just make this bigger, make it cover a little more space, make it so I don't have 3 separate rooftops. I might leave everything that's over here exactly the way it is, but what I'm planning on building is over here, on this side of it. Getting rid of the roof or part of the roof and extending this tower, making the tower bigger, and having it go up higher. I really don't want it to make it ridiculous though, but not sure. But there's really no reason for me to kind of keep a low profile anymore, because it doesn't really make any difference when you have all of this stuff built out down here. But I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time building buildings like this, trying to find space where they can, feasibly do it. Probably put some kind of building here. It'll require some foundation work. There's not a lot of room on the other side of the river, but I should probably put at least 1 or 2 buildings over here. Another building here, or another fenced-in area for livestock since it's next to the stables. Probably put another building here or on this side. I'm not sure. I need to kind of create a kind of space for where's the pathway going to be for like walkers and travelers. The hillside, I'm probably not going to do a lot of building on. I want to keep the castle kind of removed from the hoi polloi of the village area. So I'm going to try to do most of the building, down by the river in a van down by the river. Probably flatten an area off here and create some kind of a building too. I like the rustic hillside. I don't really want to scratch all this stuff, so I'd rather take advantage of some of the low-lying areas. But because the ground isn't level, it's gonna have to lay some foundations down, so it's gonna look kind of weird. Don't really have much over here. I could do more building. I might even move some of the workers into wall workspaces. Could easily put in some, workstations in here and have them manufacturing things, and put I could turn one of the towers into kind of an arcane tower with the golem laboratory and the alchemist stuff and all that kind of jazz. Because I definitely have multiple towers to work with. I got this thing, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with. The big square block, because that's what it is. It's a big giant 5x5, or no, this is 5x6. No, 5x5 brick of a wall. And it looks ridiculous because it's not rounded. And I put the little triangle things on the bottom to make it harder to siege it. I don't know. But this thing is basically an interior tower, so it would be kind of an ideal arcane workshop tower, depending on how the space works inside. And then there's the other one, which is more of this side of the wall, because it kind of bridges the wall here. You notice it doesn't actually connect up squarely, so this wall is going to have to cover up part of that. And then, of course, there's going to be some kind of a tower on top of this. This side also needs to be built in. This is going to be there's going to have to be another door over here, so it'll be another separate room. And I'll probably build some stuff on top of here as well. So who knows? By the time I'm done, this whole place is going to be just nothing but constructs. Might have to build some lookout areas up here on the ridge. Flatten, put some foundations on this thing and drop one of those little towers up here. Don't know. Well, that's my tour of where I'm at right now. I am on the doorstep of some major changes, so I wanted to record or document all the stuff that I've done recently to expand. Although I didn't do a lot of stuff inside, I have been busy and I have been doing a lot of stuff with this. I'm enjoying my building process with Conan Exiles, if nothing else. I did get a Chapter 4 update for my beta version of this game, which is kind of messed up. I really ruined a lot of my. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of busted. I don't even want to go into it, but if that plagues this version when it gets updated, because this one is staggered. That one is the beta. Whenever something comes out, that's where it goes. It could be a couple of months before it gets put onto this version. This is the more public version. But anyway, I'm not looking forward to it if it's going to have a bunch of problems. So hopefully they get worked out in the next month or two. That's all I got for now. I hope you guys enjoy my ongoing process of my Conan Exiles build. It's one of the few things I'm recording right now, so I'm hoping it's being enjoyed by somebody. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos in the future.